All right, Shalom. First and foremost, before we begin, we want to give all glory, honor, and praise
to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, HaKodash.
Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations, peace and salutations to the elect. Through the Spirit, we've gathered together to bring you brothers, sincere brothers, a lesson. And basically, the title of today's lesson is going to be "The Earth Needs New Management." All right, and through the Spirit, it was actually the Spirit because today both our camps kind of touched on this topic, and it's something that's kind of been coming out a lot, seeing as how all this information is coming out on how much Esau is really destroyed the earth and continues to defile the earth, being, as the scriptures say, opposed to all that is called God. This information coming out about what it takes to run a data center. As we've seen lately, with the rise of AI and cloud computing and quantum computing, and all of this necessitates raw processing power. So that means the construction of these enormous what they call data centers. In states like Texas, they got. I believe it's the Palantir data center for Project Stargate out there in Texas. They got data centers in Nevada. They got data centers here in California. But these data centers require an ungodly amount of resources. So that includes water, to cool down these systems. These computing systems. It requires electricity, and generators, and these are things that also produce harmful chemicals as well that are pumped into the environment. You see, but they sell this as like a picture of the future. So that's going to be today's topic. Basically, the earth needs new management. Because no matter what Esau tries to do to make his rulership last or improve upon it, the result is only the continual defilement of the planet, of the inhabitants, and of the beasts and the elements themselves. Go ahead, brother.
Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Right, and so proceeding to prophecy, right, the Lord said that the wicked were going to be ruling the earth in the final empire, and the most wicked empire before the Lord's return, and when He establishes His kingdom, the kingdom of heaven, with His people, the Israelites, ruling. Right, and so the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, the whole earth itself. Okay, the dominion of the earth, the authority of the earth, the control over its resources. When you go into the prophecy in Genesis, that says that he was going to receive the fat of the land.
I have that.
Go ahead, brother. It breaks it down.
Yeah. Actually, can you finish that one real quick?
Yeah. Let me just get a quick one real quick for the point you mentioned. 2nd Ezra 6:9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
There you go. Esau is the end of the world, meaning he was going to be ruling at the end of the age.
Yep.
Okay, because as we read in Ecclesiastes, the earth abideth forever. All right. The end of the age is not actually the entire earth being destroyed.
Yep.
Okay, but the end of the empire of Esau. Okay, as we read also, the kingdom is transferred from one people to another.
Right. I got a precept.
Go ahead, bro.
This is Isaiah 24:3. The earth will be stripped completely bare and will be totally plundered. For the Lord has spoken this message. The earth mourns and withers. The world wastes away and withers. The exalted people of the earth waste away.
There we go. And this is all under the rulership and authority of Esau Edom.
Exactly right.
Okay, because as we read, as the king is, so is the people.
Yeah.
Everything that we're seeing on the earth, the condition of the earth, the people, the beasts, of the increase in natural disasters, the hole in the ozone layer, the quality of the air, all this is a direct result of the people ruling.
That's right.
As much as they try to shift the blame and not take accountability, Esau likes to talk about accountability, but he's the master of deflecting that shit. You see? And this is a part of why the earth needs new management.
If there's somebody to blame for carbon footprint, it's him.
That's it.
One more verse for the Salakia. The earth is polluted by its inhabitants, for they have transgressed teachings, overstepped decrees, and broken the permanent covenant.
There you go. And that's the NLT. You know, basically the Esau, he doesn't keep the natural order of what the Lord established so that the earth can flourish. You know, and so he breaks the laws regarding things like the land Sabbath. Okay, regarding things of how to attend to the earth.
That's right.
You see? You said you had something?
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say that's why the apostles always mention too how the second death is gonna be fire, which is like something that purifies.
Exactly.
Because the earth needs to be purified.
Yes.
But just to finish Job 9, Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
There you go. So the people who are ruling are the people who painted themselves to be the figures that we know of in the scriptures. All right. So the Lord, the Israelites, you know, the angels, the Most High Himself.
Yeah.
You know, when you look at Esau's depictions, you know, during the 1400s of all of these, all these characters, not even characters, our forefathers.
Yeah.
All right. It's him. Okay, that's why at the end it says, if not wearing, who is he? Who did this on the planet?
Yeah.
These are the same people ruling the earth, the same people destroying the earth.
Yeah.
Got a precept for you.
Go ahead, bro.
This is Revelation 11 and 18. Point is the end of the verse. Where it reads, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged, and that
The
thou
dead represent the
Slide.
nations.
That's right.
It says, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name.
And part of that reward is to rule under who the world calls Jesus Christ, whose real name in the Hebrew, ancient Hebrew, is Yahushai. Okay, part of that reward is ruling under, being a part of that government, that governing body.
Yeah.
Okay, because as we read in, I believe it's Revelation 12th chapter. Okay, the Lord said that there was going to be a stream, a crystal stream, flowing from the throne that's going to which basically represents the laws.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's through the laws and the establishing of the Lord's laws that's going to bring the planet back to its intended state, and what's going to establish justice and harmony on the earth once again.
Yeah.
And it says that it's for the healing of the nations.
Yeah.
You know, because part of the laws too is obviously the dietary laws. Okay, things about how to heal yourself. You know, how to take care of yourself. You know, how to maintain your temple pure and clean for your spirit. You know, part of what's so fucked up about Esau's kingdom is that he promotes not only defilement of the planet, but defilement of the body. You see, defilement of the beasts.
Yeah.
Everything is just topsy-turvy in Esau's kingdom.
So like I just want to add, bro, because I was reading Samuel's, and brothers had read it, but there's a particular verse where it talks about how the Philistines defiled Saul's body. So it says when the I forgot what the brothers that took the bodies from the walls, it says that they burned Saul's body because they had to use the fire to purify it or to cleanse it from the defilement that the Philistines did. So the brother brought up the fire, so that's why the Lord is using the fire to purify the land. So just wanted to add that. That's a lot.
Can I get this quick?
Finish that real quick.
It says, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great. This is the point. And shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
Who has this reputation on the earth? You know, Esau will come back. Oh, we all play a part in this and that. Nah, man.
No.
Who are the titans of industry?
Yeah.
Who were the titans of industry during the Industrial Revolution?
Yep.
You know, that Esau that radicalized the way that things were produced on a mass scale.
Right.
But the effects of which were the increased destruction of the planet and the raping of the planet and the extracting of its minerals and resources and petrochemicals and the oil industry and plastic, fossil fuels, pharmakia, you know, modern medicine. You know, Esau nowadays, you know, likes to talk about how much the sea ragamuffin was a big psyop and all of that. Well, who was in charge of all of it? It was fucking Esau.
Yeah.
It was the ruling elites that ran that fucking con on everybody.
Can I get this quick quote, bro? You know, you mentioned the Industrial Revolution. This is that guy, you know, so-called Unabomber. He made a
Or
great,
Ted Kaczynski.
yeah, he made a great point though. This is a quote of his. It says, "The Industrial Revolution and its consequences have been a disaster for the human race." So like the bro said,
Straight up.
and who led that? It was the Edomites, man. And that fucked up the nature pretty much, right?
Yeah.
It's polluted the earth,
And that's a
the air,
part.
the water,
yeah.
the food.
That's a part of the wine of Esau too, because that was a contributing factor to propel America to the top spot, which was cemented after the Second World War. But that was a part of the example that Esau set that basically made the other nations follow suit.
Yeah.
You know, like if we want to even compete, we got to follow this model.
Yeah.
You know, China followed suit, and Amalek, you know, went up in there, and I mean, the rest is history.
Yeah, but China and Russia are actually the greatest examples of that because 100 years ago, let's say, both countries were basically agrarian societies. It was all agriculture, and they basically they forced them to go industrial. They lost millions because of it, but they came out on the other side as industrial powerhouses. Like the brother said, it was that wine that they drank from Esau.
That's right.
They followed Esau's systems. They got rich, but they basically destroyed themselves
Dang.
in the process.
You still want the Genesis 27?
Yeah. Come on, public show.
Can I get this?
Yeah,
one?
yeah,
Can
get
the brother
yours
mention
and
the
then-
reward?
Yeah,
I got
and
one
then
too, brother.
And we'll get that, and then the bros get the priest.
This is Revelation 2 and 25. It says, "But that which ye have already hold fast till I come, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations." So that's part of that reward.
That's part of that reward for the Lord's servants, you know, who are the elect of the nation of Israel,
That's right.
right? The Israelites being, you know, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, and you know, dispersed, scattered amongst the nations. Go ahead.
And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of the potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father.
There you go. The first dominion. You know, what needs to happen under the new management, which the Lord Himself will establish, is for the elect under Yahushua to rule with an iron fist, so to speak. You know, we are going to need to literally beat the nations into submission and into following the laws.
Yep.
After which, they'll understand that this is the path that leads to perfection.
Yep.
And then that's, you know, we'll read about in Isaiah the 2nd chapter.
It's like they said in Mandalorian, this is the way.
This is the way. They're gonna know, like, this is the way. These are the people. Like, we gotta follow them. We gotta pay them tribute. We gotta learn under them. We gotta, you know. And then, yeah, they're not gonna be perfect. They're gonna be punished when they go off. But
Right.
eventually, there will be, like, you know, things will run smoothly as a kingdom should. You know, with, as we read, all resources and tribute flowing upstream to Esau, but with the nations also benefiting from this kingdom,
Yep.
because it'll be harmonious with the planet, with the laws. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said that basically, the things the Lord made on the earth were made for the benefit of the use of all. Okay, so like the sun, you see the beasts, the streams, the rivers, the currents, the oceans. You know, these were made for everybody, and the earth is plentiful and abundant and all of these things. You know, all that bullshit that was spread for so long about the earth being overpopulated, it's not coming out that that's not only was that a total lie, but the exact opposite is the truth.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But go ahead and get this, bro, just to touch on Esau.
Yeah. Yeah, because the Earth's management needs to change, right? And
Yeah.
he's the one that's managing it right now.
Yep.
It says Genesis 27 and 38. And Esau said unto his father, "Hast thou but one blessing, my father?"
Right, you know, which, you know, to tie it all together, to make a long story short, you know, we read about the history of Jacob and Esau, our twin brothers. Okay, Esau was born with the mark of Cain, or lacking pigment, skin showing, or blood showing through his skin. All right, and you know, Jacob was normal, okay,
Yeah.
so-called black man, and Esau sold his birthright to Jacob, you know, for raw soup, okay, pottage, and with that, things were set in motion. Okay, and that's what we're reading about now. All right, Jacob was blessed after the Lord, guided his mother and him to do the first yaquab, so to speak. And now we're reading about Esau being butthurt about the fact. Go ahead.
Yep. And then it continues to saying, "Bless me, even me also, O my father." And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And the spiritual, the brother had mentioned Cain because, basically.
Cain wept too when
He wept.
Yeah, because he said, "My
They're gonna
punishment is
kill
too
me."
much to bear."
Too
Yeah.
much to bear, yeah.
He's a crybaby.
Yeah.
Bitch ass.
Yeah.
It says, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth.
There you go. And this is a future prophecy. Okay, this is a future prophecy of Esau ruling. All right, basically at the end of the days. All right.
I have fatness in the intermediary.
Oh, go ahead. Bro.
It's the Hebrew word mashaman, and it says the fat piece, the fertile place, richly prepared food. It says oil.
There you go. Nobody can deny with a straight face that the titans of the oil industry are all Edomites.
Yeah.
Okay, they can try and throw that wild card. Oh, but what about the Arab families? Those are Amalekites.
Yeah.
Those are crypto Jews.
Yep.
Even in like some of the alternate media, they're starting to bring that out now.
Yep.
The Ben Salmons and shit like that. Like, yeah, those are not. Come on, man. We know how Esau get down, man. How he likes to infiltrate.
Yep.
Okay, and stuff like that.
He's a smart devil, bro.
He's cunning.
Yeah.
The scriptures describe him as that is cunning, like the serpent.
Yep.
Yeah, like you had mentioned Cain too. He was a vagabond.
Mm.
And that's kind of how Esau is too, where he's everywhere, basically.
Habakkuk 2.
Habakkuk too.
Right. Right.
And
So-
lastly, it said,
Go ahead. Lastly,
it says, fat soldiers, i.e., strong and robust, going into his military might.
Yeah.
Yep. And because it was through that blessing, which the if you read further down in that chapter, okay, it goes into that blessing that he was given, which is the sword.
Yeah.
Okay, which manifests itself in different ways. I.e., his military might, his technological prowess. All right, and ultimately his nuclear arsenal.
Yeah.
But in that verse, fatness of the earth, he was given basically dominion of the earth and its resources.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, mineral resources. We read about everything that it takes for his empire to run. With the goods and services, right? So like the lithium ion that he needs for the phones.
Yeah.
All right, for the laptops, the computers, the new cars. All right, nickel, copper, iron, ore. All right, semiconductors, gold,
Rubber.
silver, rubber.
Yeah.
All this comes from the earth. And then oil, shit.
Runs it all.
There's different industries just from oil alone.
Yeah.
Modern medicine, which is crazy to think about.
Petroleum.
Petroleum. It's an oil-based. It's oil-based.
Product.
Yeah. You read about, or you fucking Teflon and all these things. When you go into the history of these things, of when they started developing these things and making products about these things and how they were looked at as so miraculous and this and that, down the line, causing cancer,
Yeah.
killing people working at the factories,
Yeah.
fucking up entire towns, where these places were located,
Yeah.
killing the fucking beasts, deforming the beasts. They even make fun of it in The Simpsons and shit, the three-eyed fish and shit.
Yeah.
The fucking the radioactive factory or whatever, where Homer works at, and fucking Mr. Burns is a Rothschild parody and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, this is Esau, man. It's undeniable
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
this is who's managing the planet, and these are the effects of the management, and so this is why the earth needs to be managed.
Yeah, because even with the oil, it's like they extracted and
Yeah. Cracking.
there's impurities. Yeah, fracking, and then there's impurities. So the impurities they get out the oil, and then the impurities they inject back into the earth.
Well, the oil is the earth's
Lubricant.
the
Lubricant.
lubricant for the
That
tectonic
process
plates.
creates earthquakes.
Yeah. Wow.
For sure.
So it's crazy because Esau will create a problem in his attempt to get rich, right?
Yeah.
And then it'll cause a bunch of fucking domino effects
Yeah.
like 10,000.
and then when he tries to fix the problem, he causes other greater problems. You know, because like we read about in Thessalonians, he's completely against everything that is called. Instead of just acknowledging his offense, you know, and undoing what he's done and saying, okay, we're not gonna do this anymore because it's fucking up the earth. He says, no, we're not gonna fuck up this cash cow. We're just gonna try to find a way to go around it.
Precept?
Go ahead.
This is Psalms 73 and 12. This is what the wicked are like. Always free of care, they go on amassing wealth.
There you go.
Yep.
You said you had one, bro?
Come on. The book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 19. For all creation is waiting eagerly for that future day when Yahweh will reveal who his children really are. That's right.
That's it. The whole planet, man, because the Earth has a spirit.
Yep.
What version is that? It's like
Frequency.
I saw the KJV, but I want
It's on point.
Yeah, the KJV sounds dope. It's for the earnest expectation
of the creature.
Waited for the manifestation of the sons of God.
That's right. So the whole creation, man.
Yeah.
The earth, the elements, the beasts. Okay. They're waiting. They're crying out to the Lord, man. They have to suffer under this rulership. All right. And what's crazy is that the beasts are innocent.
Yeah.
You know, but this shit is fucked up. But there's this whole. You could look up something called, matter of fact, I got it right here. There's something called vivisection, which, just to give a quick overview of what that is basically going into animal experimentation. It says that vivisection is surgery on a living animal for experimental purposes. Historically, it was conducted without anesthesia, leading to significant suffering and public controversy. So in order to test out Esau's fucking Frankenstein creations, he would go to the beasts.
Yeah.
He would open them up. He would fucking rats or rabbits or fucking dog. I mean, and it's done to this day. What's crazy is that it's done to this day. I mean, part of the whole shit that got people against fucking the Kiberev fucking Fauci was all that shit that came out about his experiments with the beagles, with the dogs at the Wuhan instrument or the Wuhan lab.
Yeah.
All right, of virology, where they were doing the gain of function research to turn a naturally occurring virus into a fucking weapon, which then leaked, you know, Resident Evil style.
That's all Resident Evil, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Leaked, whether intentional or not, you know. And then it caused the fucking psyop or whatever, and they ran with it.
Yeah,
Yeah, but what they were doing with that is that they were experimenting on fucking dogs, on beagles. And you look at beagles, man, they're
Nice.
dope dogs.
Yeah,
But imagine taking those, bro, and fucking cutting them up and injecting them and shit and watching what happens and mutating them and disfiguring them, and these animals are crying out to the Lord and their spirits, and they're alive, they're kept alive.
Yeah.
You know, like Esau, like he's a monster.
He's a hard
Mad scientist.
He's a mad scientist.
There, the details are a little foggy for me right now because it happened so many years ago.
Yeah.
But prior to the human trials for the Neuralink,
the monkeys,
there was a whistleblower about the monkeys that so many had died during the. Basically, they were during the trial. They were experimenting on them.
Early on, they showed like, oh look what we got, and there's the monkey playing the Pong or whatever.
Video games, yeah.
But what they don't tell you is that it took X amount of monkeys to fucking die and suffer just to get to that point.
Yeah, if I could get a quick one just to back up the point. Proverbs 12:10, a righteous man regarded the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel.
So a righteous man would never say, damn, the answer lies in slaughtering countless animals and torturing them so that we can find the answer for this cure. Like, no, that the answer is insane at that point. You see what I'm saying? But again, a righteous man would also understand that no, the answer is in the Lord's creation. You know, if there's a problem that is the result of like a virus or a disease, which is, you know, of the earth, then the cure is also going to be of
the earth, yeah.
You know,
That's
and
what-
overall
yeah.
prayer and faith.
But the pharmacy, like, he does it so that he can, now it's a pattern. Now it's
Another
it's
money
a
making
product,
scheme.
and now he can sell it. Like, instead of selling you garlic where he's not going to make money, he'll just make his own synthetic or whatever fucking drug.
Yeah.
And now here, I'll sell you this.
Yeah,
That's your
I'll
garlic.
extract the allicin from the garlic.
Yeah.
I'll fuse it with a bunch of petrochemicals and all this pharmakia that'll fuck you up and just kind of help a little bit with the symptoms, but not cure you. And now you're turned into a client and a customer.
Well, there's that quote: if
Yeah.
if you heal someone, they're not gonna come back.
Exactly.
Right.
You know, but if you just cure them
Treat it.
momentarily or treat it, you're gonna have someone recurring, someone coming back to you every so often.
And the
That's the
C19
original prescription service. Now everything's prescription service, right? Like you gotta fucking pay monthly for some bullshit, you know. But that's the original prescription service. It's literally called a prescription.
You remember, so like, you remember C19?
No, you
They
remember.
told you you couldn't do videos on prayer
Yeah.
Oil, herbs,
or
natural
words. You
healing.
couldn't say that will heal you.
Yeah.
That's some
Medical
misinformation.
Yeah.
Right.
And the gain of function research was basically him doing experiments on the virus so that your antibodies
Can't fight it.
can't fight it.
Yeah, they wanted to turn a naturally occurring virus into a weapon,
Yeah.
to a biological weapon,
Yep.
and then unleash it on the crowd, and then launch the psychological operation to basically prepare people and normalize the governments of the world having the justification to force you to put something in your body, you know, without testing it.
Yep.
You know, so that they can see how far they can push it, and they pushed it far, and it fucking worked.
Yeah.
And that was what, like the apostles say, the trial run for the mark of the beast.
Or a lot of people dying.
Oh yeah, billions took it. Billions.
And it had Moab dropping like flies, but Jake was straight. It was like a common cold.
Rivers of blood, bro.
And that's the I mean, that was like a
remember
joint
that.
operation between Moab and Esau.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
he fucking with those videos early on and all that shit
Yeah.
with the motherfuckers. That was basically a Moab giving Esau the alley-oop.
Yeah.
Moab
Yeah.
tossed the ball in the air, you
Run
know,
with it.
either killing their own civilians
Yeah.
or staging shit to look crazier than it was or whatever.
Kind.
And then for Esau to just fucking take it and dunk it.
Yeah.
You know?
Fear mongering.
Fear mongering. Yeah. Which mongering means to set it.
Yeah.
You know, so Esau will scare the fuck out of people and then use their fear to sell them shit.
Not only that, but their immune system gets
Yeah.
fucked up.
When
Oh
you're
yeah,
afraid.
when you're worried
Yeah.
or scared.
I got one,
So-
brothers.
I got a little more on this.
Oh,
one.
Salaki, brother.
You go, bro.
Yeah.
Continuing in verse 20, against its will, all creation was subjected to Yahweh's curse, but with eager hope, the creation looks forward to the day when it will join Yahweh's children in glorious freedom from death and decay.
There we go. And that's what's waiting. That's what the Lord is going to bring. All right. Freedom from death and decay.
Man.
Oh, death, where is thy sting?
Yep.
Okay. The earth itself is going to surpass the glory that was during the time of Adam and Eve.
Yep.
Okay.
It says the
Eden.
yeah. The glory of the latter house should be better than the first.
Mm,
You know.
that's right.
I got a quick one, bro.
Bro,
This is Sirach 38:4. It says,
had to give me
"The Lord created
Sure,
medicines
well,
from the
wine,
earth, and a sensible person will not hesitate to use them.
Mm.
Didn't a tree once make bitter water fit to drink?" So
Bro,
that-
all of us brothers, ever since we came to the truth,
Yeah.
certain brothers, 5 years, 8 years, 10 years, over 10, whatever.
Kind.
We've all just used the herbs.
Kind, brother.
When has it not worked? And prayer,
Always
of course.
works.
But
Yeah.
like, when has it not worked?
Kind. Yep.
You know, but according to Esau, that's the herbs is some bullshit. You gotta go to the pharmacy and get his shit.
Yeah.
But all the brothers here, man, their families, we're all
Yep.
testaments that there's a cure for everything, man.
Exactly. bro.
And if you're maintaining a
good
decent to good diet,
Yep.
you shouldn't really have problems like
yeah,
that.
coupled with prayer,
Yep.
you know, faith, occasional
That's the
fasting.
first thing.
That's the key.
Yeah.
Yep.
Moab came out with a study that the definitive cure for even all cancers
Prayer.
is a raw diet.
Oh, kind.
Mm.
You know, but Esau, he can't back that up. He can't
Yeah,
co-sign.
nah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, there's been so many like independent, you know, people who dedicated their lives to the herbs and who've had results to show for it. Dr. Sebi and all these
Yeah.
cats and shit like that.
Yeah.
Kind.
You see what I'm saying? But you know, coupled with prayer is what's the most
Yeah.
effective.
Yep.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? You know, and then another thing to understand too is that there's a balance. You know, we are in hell. You know, we do have to catch hell.
Yeah.
We are under the curses. You know, and there's some certain things like, for example, thorns in the flesh that the Lord is going to, you know, not use to completely wither us, but put in our path as a form of trial.
Buffet.
To buffet us.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But again, everything that we're going into, again, coupled with faith and prayer, is going to be what we need to endure.
That's right.
All right.
That's why it's the earth needs new management, because even the people that get into the herbs, once they give you the benefits, they have to say, oh, but
this isn't a medical advice.
This is not medical advice. You have to consult your physician,
Yeah.
because that's the only way the video is gonna stay up, and you gotta
find a way around the algorithm and shit.
Exactly.
Like that dude Jimmy Dore, like he'll go into herbs and everything and shit like that, but then he'll go, this is not medical information. The COVID, the vaccine is actually really helpful and it's recommended by all these scientists. But he does it with like that tone because he's a comedian and shit. But this is like the lengths that the motherfucker gotta go just to push the truth. It's to couple it at the end with like a sarcastic push for the venom. The cancer.
Yeah, well, after that C-19 venom, you had a new cause of death. Died suddenly.
Yeah.
Right.
Why? I wonder why.
Yeah.
Shit.
The name, bro.
Yeah.
I'll finish it, spontaneous death syndrome.
I got a quick one.
Let me finish this one. It says, didn't a tree once make bitter water fit to drink?
We're going to get yours right after.
So that the Lord's power might be known? He gave medical knowledge to human beings so that we would praise him for the miracles he performs.
Where's that?
There you go.
Salakia, what's that in?
That's Sirach 38, 4 and 6 on the GNT.
Good News Translation.
Yeah.
Go ahead and get this one, bro.
God, this is Joel 1 and 17.
Read that.
All right, Joel 1 and 17. All right, it says, the seed is rotten under their clods. The garners are laid desolate.
And we look into how Esau runs things with like the seeds and everything. Monsanto, which is no longer Monsanto, they were, I think, bought out by Bayer. But they got something called, I forget what they're called, but it's like these seeds that when they're sown and then they're blown by the wind into a neighboring farm, will contaminate the farm to where now their crops won't produce these seeds themselves. They got all these things to fuck up the food. They do the sprays. They do the crop dusting. So the seeds, the grains, the farmland. How much farmland has fucking Bill Gates bought it? Or China, or fucking BlackRock. They're not looking into investing into all natural, non-GMO, non-pesticide. No. It's the exact opposite. You see what I'm saying? So, we're going into the benefits of like herbs and diet and everything, but like even when you try to get the best of the worst, right? The organic, that we're essentially putting our trust in the labels that Esau's telling the truth when we buy these things. You see what I'm saying? And brother, we're bringing out today, like just to get the benefit of one apple from the ancient times, you would have to eat like 47 apples or some crazy shit like that.
What was it, 75, some shit like that?
Some insane number, some ridiculous number, because this is how much the earth has been defiled under Esau, because he doesn't keep the laws, he doesn't keep the land Sabbath, he fucking crop dusts, he doesn't let the earth breathe. He does recover. He does even just the way that he mass produces meat is crazy. It's for mass consumption. He'll blow up the animals with steroids and fatty chemical foods, and it's a whole rabbit hole.
Outside the diet.
It's outside their natural diet of just grazing.
Yeah, he'll get some of the animals so fat that
they can't even walk.
Yeah, that their legs break under their own weight.
Yeah.
Man.
So they live basically, this in terrible conditions all their life.
The animals know pretty much that this is hell, man. That they're living in hell. See?
Because they die and then come right back too.
Yeah, they die and they come right back in the same hell, bro. Damn, it's like that show Severance and shit. Like they exit the building and then the split personality that's made with that brain chip comes right back to work and shit. They don't know life outside the office, which is hell. Same with the beasts. They're just in hell, and then they die, and then they're right back into hell and shit. But keep going.
It says, I'll read it again, Joel 1:17. It says, the seed is rotted under their clods, the garners are laid desolate, the barns are broken down, for the corn is withered.
Mm-hmm.
How do the beasts groan? The herds of cattle are perplexed.
They're perplexed. The cattle, like we were going into, like mass-produced, hammered, like butchered, and it's psychotic, fucking psychopathic motherfuckers working in these places. They torture the animals.
Oh, like kosher. Remember we were watching those videos?
Yeah,
Kosher meat.
Kosher. It turns out kosher meat is basically adrenochrome meat. It's
real.
tortured cattle that's seethed in its own blood, adrenalized blood, because it's been tortured, and terrified, violated right before the slaughter.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be like a sacrificial type death, but since it's mass produced, they do it through machines and shit. So the fucking animal is like hanging by its legs with the neck down,
And the death is an instant.
and then the death they're like chopping, they're cutting
Slicing
their
the
fucking
neck,
throats
yeah.
and shit, and so the animal's dying in a way where it's like
Torture.
it's getting. That's what the brother's mentioning, the adrenal, whatever,
Right.
because it's getting the animal's there's a lot of fear.
Stress.
Because they know it's coming.
Stress, fear, and then we know that even chefs will tell you that affects how the quality of the meat.
Well, it's funny.
It's
Nice.
like
how-
tougher.
killing.
It's tougher and everything because it's
Yeah.
the animals are fucking hardened and shit,
Exactly,
and like
brother. Yep.
and then it's like row by row. So then you're seeing your next.
Yeah, yeah.
Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
So when you get kosher meat, like the brother's saying, it's an animal that was fucking
Fucked up.
basically tortured, but then that meat's so expensive because it's supposed to be better, right? But
Yeah.
Well, it
the
came out
animal's
last
fucking
year.
tortured and shit.
Last year, that the butterball turkeys that Esau's popping. The
Oh yeah,
turkeys
and then
on.
Esau's popping the turkeys.
It's bugged out, bro.
It gives a whole new meaning to butterball.
So you guys don't need to stuff them and shit.
I mean, just the fact, bro, that when you
Pre-stuffed turkey.
Pre-stuff, they're
just
You
the-
gotta laugh to keep from crying, man. This shit is crazy.
I mean, they've shown videos, bro, where you have these animals in certain slaughterhouses, bro, and you can see the tears in the fucking animal's
Yeah.
eye, bro. I mean, that shows a lot, bro. You know what I mean?
Shit, in the zoos, you go to the zoos and you see
Yeah.
the animal and it's all fucking sad and shit.
Captivity.
crazy, bro.
The captivity of the animal has been commercialized
Yeah.
for your viewing pleasure.
And then Esau acts surprised when the damn killer whale attacks him.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, and that shit's been going up like crazy, which that's Bible prophecy.
The elephants and shit.
The elephants, the whales,
gorilla.
which the
Michael
whales,
Young broke free last week.
free Willy.
Yeah.
They say that the killer whale historically has been known to not start shit with humans, but off the
Yeah.
coast of Spain, they've been ramming these fuckers' boats like crazy.
Yeah.
With their whole families and their children and shit.
Good, man.
I mean, it sounds funny, but I saw some shit the other day about these rich neighborhoods, and I think it was in the hills here in LA, getting tortured, getting terrorized by these fucking crazy squirrels.
Yeah.
Running up to them and fucking, the little sharp teeth is crazy, bro. Fucking biting little chunks off and shit. Yeah, they got the claws and shit. They're getting tortured. The dogs are getting fucked up. Like, real soon, the Lord's gonna use the creation to fight back against Esau. We're gonna go into that soon.
Sure, I got a precept real quick.
Come on.
Proverbs 29:2. I'll read it in the NLT. When the godly are in authority, the people rejoice.
Including the beasts.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
But when the wicked are in power, they groan.
There you go, man. This is all the result of Esau's worship. Finish that up.
If I could say, you mentioned the killer whales attacking Ghana. I remember reading stories of fishermen 100, 200 years ago. They would actually use the killer whale to help them.
Damn.
They would let's say connect one side of the net to a boat, and then give the other side to a killer whale to go down and help them collect certain fish, or
That's crazy.
it's abominable, shellfish and stuff like that. So they were peaceful, bro. But then when you put them in a fucking pool, of course they're gonna bug out.
It's
When
because
they have the tilted fin, they went into that in that documentary Blackfish.
Yeah.
A bunch of their fucking fin is tilted,
Yep.
Damn.
which is like they're in fucking mourning.
They're angry.
Yeah, like that, like SeaWorld and shit. Like, these animals are used to swimming miles and miles a day,
Yeah.
but they're confined to a tank the size of like a football field, which they can go back and forth in a couple of minutes, and they go insane.
Even something as simple as owning dogs in this place, bro.
Yeah.
You cannot find, like, it's very rare you could find an off-leash dog park or an off-leash beach for dogs that need to run miles, bro. But you're having them on a leash all fucking day.
Because they have energy. They gotta get it up.
But Esau got a golf course every so often.
And this
It's
shit is fucking
green
huge,
everywhere, bro.
huge. These places.
Just to like fucking hit a ball.
Yeah.
They hit a little fucking ball with a stick.
Yeah.
The golf course is multiple football fields.
Yeah, acres and acres of land.
Yeah. What kind of infinity is? So Joel 1 and
18.
18, it says, "How do the beasts groan? The herd of cattle are perplexed because they have no pasture."
They have no pasture.
Mm.
Okay, so the cattle, they need pasture to graze, to raise their kin. The dogs, they need space to roam freely, run around, get that energy out. All right, the animals, they need, that's why now Esau's commercialized even just the perspective that people have gotten learning about the production of food, and so he sells you something called cage free or pasture raised, because Esau he studies what they call market trends. Oh shit, people are looking up how fucked up this industry is we got with the food and the meat and stuff like that, and how cruel we treat these animals, and damn, our sales are going down, and people are looking into buying more natural
Free
shit from like
range.
local farmers and stuff like that, not from corporations. Like how do we pivot? How do we pivot and capitalize on this fucking black free range logo on that bitch?
Yeah.
It might or might not be true, but they're gonna charge you more.
Set up local shops.
Yeah.
$20
And
for a
sell
dozen.
your own eggs just under a new label, you know?
She was wild, man.
Like when you buy fish, there's two sections. It's farm raised
Yeah.
or wild caught.
And then he's so diabolical that he'll create a whole front corporation,
Yeah.
and he'll slap a logo, like a name on it. So like, for example, kind of unrelated but not really. There's when you buy, for example, a leather jacket, it may say genuine leather,
Mm-hmm.
but it come to find out there's actually a fucking company called
Genuine
and it turns out the way they make their leather is the most shitty fucking way that
Yeah.
you can make leather. And you see genuine leather and you go, fuck yeah, it's genuine leather. But it turns
Yeah,
out it is real leather, but it's shit leather.
Yeah, or the company's called organic. or the company's called wild caught.
Right.
You know? What the fuck?
This is the depths of Esau, man.
This wild cow, but it has a little fucking
TM.
little TM.
Shit is wild, man. And we try to the best of our ability, we buy the best of the worst and stuff like that. It doesn't mean that you don't try,
Yeah.
but you go into this with the knowledge of this is hell. Okay?
It says, again, it says, "The cattle are perplexed because they have no pasture. Yea, the flocks of sheep are made desolate." And I looked up real quick in the Hebrew, the word for desolate. It says asham, and it says to do wrong, to offend, to trespass. So the animals have been trespassed against, bro. They've been offended.
Yep.
It says to do injury, to suffer punishment. So, Esau has done the animals wrong, man.
Yeah.
You have animal brothels that this guy sets up in Europe and shit, and God knows where else, ever else. He'd be saying shit like that lamb box is fire. You should know. You should know that.
Bro.
Yeah.
We already brought out Isaiah 24, right? I think a brother already read it. Yeah, come on. If a brother could get me Jeremiah 51 and 25.
Can I get a quick one?
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, just because brothers have mentioned how in the past, you eat one apple and it will have so many benefits, and now you have to eat like a bunch of apples just to get the same benefits, like a ridiculous amount, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just the nutrients are gone, and it's just not the same with the fruit. So this is Numbers 13 and 21. So they went up and searched the land from the wilderness to Zin, Rehob, the Menas, Hamath, and they ascended by the south and came out to Hebron, the Aiman, Shea, and Tamai, the children of Anak, where now Hebron was built 7 years before Zoan in Egypt, and they came unto the brook of Eshcol and cut down from hence a branch with one cluster of grapes, and they bear it between two upon a staff, and they brought of the pomegranates and of the figs.
Just to kind of like draw home the point that the earth used to yield and produce at a level that we can't even imagine. You know, because like, you know, when things were in order and we would let the land rest and we would, you know, sow and reap according to the parameters that the Lord gave us, the earth would yield, you know, obviously healthier food, but more, you know, more in abundance and greater in size.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
That's why back then when we used to wander, we didn't have to worry about. No one really had to worry about food.
No.
Yeah.
It would just be everywhere.
And then there was like that natural welfare too. The was it the gleaning? You know, you would
You
reap.
would leave some for the
You
poor.
would leave at
10%.
10%. You know, for the poor to come and sweep that up. You know, that's called not being a greedy bastard. All right. But that was it on that. Right?
Yeah, that was
You
it.
got that, Jeremiah?
Today, if like a tree, your neighbor's tree is going over to yours and shit, and you grab it,
It's a whole ass lawsuit.
he's gonna he gets mad as fuck and shit.
Yeah, it's a little civil suit.
Yeah, and it's basically right now, like a little kid can handle a cluster of grapes is nothing.
Yeah, that's
Two
what-
men before.
Right now, back then, a cluster of grapes you needed two.
And then,
Right, yeah.
and then it's hard to find seeded grapes.
Oh, it's damn near impossible, bro.
You don't get on no more, bro.
It's damn near impossible.
It's done.
Now,
I've
if
seen
you
some-
see what looks to be an unnaturally jumbo-sized fruit, you gotta wonder how much GMO is in that bitch.
Exactly,
bro.
Whereas before, you saw a big motherfucker, you'd be like, hell yeah, you should be proud of that.
Yeah.
You grew that, good.
Yeah, yeah.
The Lord is blessing you. But now, if I see a fucking grape the size of a basketball, I'm staying away from that shit.
Yeah.
What'd you do to that?
Like, what the fuck?
I have a couple of info too.
Okay.
Just on, I just asked ChatGPT like what grass-fed meat means and how do companies get around it. And it just says what grass-fed should mean. In the U.S., the USDA Food Safety and Inspection Service says a grass-fed label must be used only if the cattle were fed only grass, beginning after weaning and have continuous access to pasture. The USDA requires that any animal raising claim like grass-fed be truthful, not misleading, and properly documented in the label submission.
Yeah.
For example, one guideline says grass and forage shall be feed source consumed for lifetime, except for milk prior to weaning. Animals cannot be fed grain or grain byproducts. So now this is how companies get around it. Despite those rules, there are a number of weaknesses and loopholes that allow misleading or weaker than expected claims. Some examples. The term grass-fed might only reflect part of the animal's life.
Yeah.
Some cattle may be on pasture early, but then finished with grain. The result, a grass-fed label, but not grass-finished.
You took all loopholes for days, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it says the term grass-finished is often used, but is not clearly defined by regulation, and companies may use it in a way that doesn't guarantee 100% grass diet.
Yeah.
Some imported animals or feed sources complicate things. For example, meat can be labeled product of USA, even if the animal was born and raised abroad under older rules. Although claim substantiation is required, enforcement is not always tight. For example, an OIG report estimated 15% of approved labels have incomplete/incorrect documentation. And then there's no real, like, we're just going to mention it right here, because the USDA's standard for grass-fed marketing claim was revoked in 2016. There's no unified single federal grass-fed certification.
So they could just make up shit, you know,
Yeah.
make up the rules as they go along, not stick to them. You know, obviously there's bribery involved, there's greed involved, there's, you know, implanting CEOs and strategic positions of some of these companies to just completely bypass the process altogether. It's just, it's hell, man. It's
So it
fucking hell.
says, it says that if you can, look for something that says grass-fed and grass-finished. That'll be a little bit better, but somewhere in that lifetime, it could have been grain still, like something else, you know, so we just need the kingdom.
Got a precept,
Hold that, you got the Jeremiah?
God, this was bad.
Oh, you got it? Oh, go.
Yeah, I had something with what he just said.
Okay, go ahead.
Real quick. This is Ezekiel 4:13. It says, "And the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them."
There you go. So it was prophecy. It's part of the curses too. You know, it's part of the curses to to eat our bread defiled amongst the heathen. You see, and that includes the meat, the bread, the fruit, the grains, the herbs, the veggies, everything. Everything is the whole. Like we read earlier, the earth is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. The whole planet. Right? That, I mean, we can go into chemtrails, so that includes the sky. That's the air we breathe, the air, the wind, the clouds, the rain. There's the soil, so like the spraying, okay, the crop dusting, and then also the fact that contaminated rain hits the soil. You see, so there's the beasts, with the GMO and the steroids and the mass production. Okay, the oceans is a whole other fucking can of worms too, with like the oil they pump into the garbage islands, all this shit. You were saying?
Oh no, and then the beasts eat those foods, they drink that water, and
it's a vicious cycle.
Goes on and on.
Ecosystem.
You see a lot of different like animals, like they just end up beaching themselves.
Yeah. And that's been going up steadily every year. Animals just saying, "Fuck it, I'm out." I can't take it no more. But what's crazy is they just come right back in the same house.
Yeah.
Who got? There was more?
That was it on that.
That was it? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Jeremiah 51:25 of the NLT. Look, O mighty mountain, destroyer of the earth.
This is talking about Esau, okay? Because the mountains in the scriptures are representative of governments, of rulerships. Esau is the destroying mountain, the destroying rulership, the destroying government. The brother read earlier in Revelation that the Lord is coming back to destroy those who destroy the earth. Go ahead.
Look, O mighty mountain, destroyer of the earth. I am your enemy, says the Lord. I will raise my fist against you to knock you down from the heights. When I am finished, you will be nothing but a heap of burnt rubble.
There you go. So the result of Esau's failed rulership is to have his empire stripped from him and burned to a cinder. Okay, it's going to be reduced to ash. Babylon the Great. There will be nothing left after those missiles hit.
Yeah.
All right. At the climax of the Third World War, the Lake of Fire. All right. That's and like we were going into in the beginning, that's the purifying agent. All right, because as the result of that, the earth can begin to heal. All right, because at the core, at the center of all these problems, of all this contamination, is Esau and his rulership. The capital of his rulership being America, Babylon the Great. Okay.
Yeah, because before too, when you read in the Old Testament about Ophir, which is America, it mentions that this was basically a very beautiful place.
Oh yeah.
With lots of resources, and over the years like we see today, and then Ophir, the word, when you look it up in the blue letter, it says reduced to ashes.
Yeah.
So that's what's going to happen to this.
Nomen.
That's what's going to happen to this place. Now you go to today by a cat. We went to use the restroom at the gas station, and a fucking a homeless woman there just pulls her pants down and starts peeing.
Yeah.
That's what fucking this place is now. You walk certain streets, there's shit on the ground. It smells bad everywhere.
In San Francisco, they literally got an app to track and avoid all the human shit in the streets.
God damn.
But that's Esau, how he was in Europe. He was
Yeah,
dumping
it
it
is.
out the windows.
That's his human. That's his nature.
He said that.
Oh, you talking about England?
Yeah, one of the brothers
and
said
France.
that's why. And when you research it, that's the
same,
origin of high heels.
Oh hell.
You know, so they weren't stepping in. Yeah.
There was also another saying, I forgot what it was, but they would say something, and that was the code for shit's coming out. You better watch out.
Yeah.
It's going out the
Hit the
window.
deck or something.
Yeah, something like that. I forgot what it was, but
Well, speaking about that in Europe was so disgusting. That's where that tradition where the woman walks on the inside of the street comes from. Because people used to just
Oh yeah.
Dump the
shit
shit over.
in a pot
Yeah.
and just throw it out the window.
Yeah.
So if the woman was on the outside, it would hit her.
Oh, that's
so
what
to avoid that,
yeah.
that's why she walks on the inside.
That's the origin of that term. Oh, you're so poor, you don't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of.
yeah.
Oh dang.
They would just throw it out, bro.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Damn, bro.
Edomites.
And if you were a gentleman, you risk getting it, hit with that until the woman walked inside.
Yeah.
That's what.
But they called us savages and shit.
Yeah, because the Moors showed Esau how to fucking bathe and shower
right.
and hygiene.
But they called us savages, when they got here and shit. But we had aqueducts, we had water filtration systems, we had plumbing systems, sewage systems, things to get all that stuff out the way and not have to be a part of everyday life and shit. Like,
The Northern Kingdom. Well, I mean, obviously the Southern Kingdom too. We had soap down here, bro.
Yeah.
We knew how to, bathe.
Hell yeah. We had to clean up Esau.
Yeah.
But then the Lord used him to fuck us up.
Can I get one
real
quick
quick
one?
one?
Oh, you got
Go
one?
ahead, read first.
You get your first.
Going into that, Joel 1:17, it said the seed is rotten.
Yeah.
This is in 2nd Esdras 4:28. But as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good.
There we go. So ultimately the Lord set Esau up. Okay, and it was through Esau that things were turned upside down on the earth.
Yeah.
All right, but that needed to happen to give us an example of what it is to be completely against the Most High, so that when the Lord removes Esau and he shows us the punishment that comes with living against the Most High, we can understand both good and evil, and so that can be the example for the entire earth from generation to generation.
It likened Esau into an evil seed that was sown by the Heavenly Father.
That's why it says that, talking about the wheats and the tares, how the devil sowed also.
Gone.
Yeah. Esau is that evil seed.
Yep. And I believe it was David, he said, I've seen the wicked and spreading himself like the green bay tree. Which is, when you go into the scientific term of the green bay tree, it's the Laurus nobilis, which goes back to the Green Bay laurels. What the Greeks wore was the Laurus nobilis.
Around their heads and
That
shit.
land was made out of green bay.
Wow.
What the Greeks
Look at that.
wore for like their triumphs and shit.
Right, look at that.
So who is that?
It's Esau.
Right? Who's the wicked?
Wow. I got one too.
Go ahead.
Isaiah 14:4.
Then we'll get yours.
It says, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon. What happened?
Could you read through?
Yeah, I could read 3, bro.
You NLT too, if you can.
Yeah. Isaiah 14:3. Oh man, this is in Spanish.
And so, like, we usually, or most of us here usually teach in Spanish, so it's
different.
It's still kind of coming into doing these lessons in English. So it's a bit of.
It says
transition.
Isaiah 14, right, bro?
Yeah, 14:3 in the NLT. It says, in that wonderful day when the Lord gives his people rest from sorrow, fear, and from slavery and chains, you will taunt the king of Babylon. You will say, the mighty man has been destroyed. Yes, your...
Hey, Elder Barak, he sent that about that dude. I don't know if you've seen it, that Edomite. That's, man, I don't know if it's Mitchell, his name or whatever, like a senator or some shit. He's like falling on the fucking ground, stumbling.
Mitch McConnell.
Mitch McConnell.
The blob from X-Men in 2000. The first one they made in 2000. That motherfucker that got turned into a blob and shit.
Yeah, dude, that dude looks like he's not like alive and shit, man.
Yeah, he looks like a frog and shit. But they asked him, what did that reporter ask him?
He was asking him a question about, ICE. Like, you think that's right or something like that, or something along those lines. And maybe to evade the question, maybe he's a good actor, I don't know, or he just looks through, he's falling down on the ground and shit. His eyes look like there's no soul.
Yeah.
You know?
He looks like he's just like about to melt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then that's Esau, like even with Biden, right? You falling or stumbling all the time. And that's supposed to be the leader of the greatest country, right?
Free world or whatever.
It says, yes, your insolence is ended, for the Lord has crushed your wicked power and broken your evil rule. You struck the people with endless blows of rage.
Yeah, that continual stroke.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And held the nations in your anger grip. with unreeling tyranny.
What's he doing right now? 10% tariff, right? I think across the board. Certain nations more. He's threatening 500% on China.
Yeah.
Right? That's the way that, like ever since Trump, that's the way he gets down. Tariff. Boom.
That cruel Lord.
Yeah. You don't want to do that? All right, tariff. Boom. Or whatever else. You know?
He's giving tariffs away like fucking candy.
Yeah.
It says 7, but finally,
Like in Revelation, what does he say that those that don't bow down should be killed, something like that, something along those lines.
Decapitated.
13.
That's how Esau gets
Bring
down.
them forth.
It says 7, but finally the earth is at rest and quiet. Now it can sing. Even the
It's talking about the
trees-
kingdom.
Mhm.
When the kingdom is established, the earth is gonna literally sing.
Mhm.
You know, it's gonna break forth into song. The trees, the wind, the
Birds.
beasts, the birds, the waters, the rivers, the oceans. Everything is just like you're gonna wake up every morning and you're gonna
Energized.
literally you're gonna feel the energy. You're gonna breathe the air. You're gonna see everything. It's like the orchestra that the Lord made of all the beautiful elements
Mhm.
and the creation coming together before your eyes and ears every morning.
That's it.
Well, the scripture said that we're gonna wake up singing.
You're gonna join in.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna join in on the festivities.
It says this is going to be like a bad dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This whole
Yeah.
existence.
Yeah.
Right there.
So it's the point right here. Even the trees of the forest, the cypress trees and the cedars of Lebanon, sing out with joyous songs. Since you have been cut down, no one will come now to cut us down.
Yeah, you know, because Esau, there's something called deforestation.
Yeah.
You know, it's always been a thing, you know, to use wood and trees.
Yeah.
But Esau took it to a level.
Commercialized it.
Yeah, he commercialized.
There's
it.
no balance to
There's
it.
absolutely no balance in the way that Esau does it. And then going back to the land Sabbath, that throws everything out of whack.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You see, it fucks up the air, the quality of the air too.
Yeah. So, like, bro, can I just read the last verse in the CSB because it's like on
Mhm.
point? It says, "Even the cypresses and the cedars."
What verse is that?
Verse 8, bro.
Yeah.
It
What
says,
chapter?
chapter 14, Isaiah.
Okay.
It says, "Even the cypresses and the cedars of Lebanon rejoice over you, since you have been laid low. No lumberjack
Mm-hmm.
has
Oh,
come
shit.
against us."
Wow.
Yeah,
Like the
lumberjack.
whole, all the precepts you read right here, like fire on the CSB, brother.
Yeah.
But not, taking away anything.
No, you're good, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
and we just making that point, you know,
Um,
because like that brother had mentioned that about how this beautiful this side of the world was,
Yep.
and basically all of this was just
Paradise.
nature and trees and everything,
Yeah.
but now it's filled with cities.
There's still little pockets
Yeah.
of beauty, like the
National
the
parks.
national parks.
Yeah.
So
That's
that's
the
why it
prophet.
says. That's why it says that. Yeah, in the prophets. That's why it says that when the missiles hit, and the fire is consuming the whole land, that it's gonna be like in
Eden.
front of the fire, which before the fire touches,
Like
some
Eden?
parts gonna be like Eden,
Garden.
and then but then behind is like flame.
Yeah.
You see, because like you see like the videos, or if you go to visit some of these national parks, it's majestic.
Yep.
Yeah,
So he
Those
just
parks he leveled and then replanted shit there, though.
Right.
You know?
And also what he did too, because he saw he knows how to make money out of everything. Is he commercialized the national park?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta
So,
pay.
so you gotta pay to go in. They got like a whole little tourist, thing going on and stuff.
Yeah.
There's attractions. There's inns. There's hotels. There's trails, special trails. You gotta pay the fees for all this shit, parking, all that
Yeah, I
shit.
think
It's an industry.
We were there when we went to like Mammoth Lake and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you have to cut through Yosemite, and
So
you
you have a 2-hour pass, and
you
you
have
better
to-
not be here.
Longer than 2 hours,
That's
or
it.
we're charging you, kicking you out.
Yeah, and then also, but
And it
not
was like
only,
the dopest part too.
Yeah.
We were like, yeah, well, we should
we should have
stay
been right here.
Yeah.
But then not even that, like Mammoth, it was beautiful too, and then there's a lot of like trees and green and all
Yeah.
of that, and then the lake obviously, and then but then you walk a couple blocks and what do you have? Starbucks.
yeah.
Oh,
All
yeah.
these fucking big ass buildings that he saw
Right.
added there, hotels and shit. So it kind of takes away at the, if you want to have like like a getaway so to speak, where you want to be in nature.
Yeah.
But then Esau just adds a bunch of fucking shit
You
anyways.
still can't fully
finding-
get away from.
Yeah.
And they're finding indigenous bones under them shits.
Damn, that too.
Terrible.
We'll get that in Joe, bro.
You said Job 20?
Yeah,
Start on what?
start at 26.
26. This is Job 20 and 26.
Read down.
I'm gonna read it and then I'll see how it goes. It
Okay.
says, "Their treasures will be thrown into deepest darkness.
Esau's treasures,
A wildfire will devour their
the
goods,
nuclear missiles.
consuming all they have left.
Mhm.
The heavens will reveal their guilt.
Yeah, the heavens, will reveal their guilt, their sins. It's like the brother was talking about the bones. I mean, how often do these stories come up? Oh, they just found a bunch of indigenous bones underneath this church,
Yeah.
underneath this
Canada.
boarding school,
Yeah.
underneath this Catholic school, this Christian
Yeah.
school.
The 405.
Oh, the whole fucking 405 freeway.
405s.
Oh, this fucking nuns convent. It's all women nuns. What the fuck? Why are there bones, children's bones under these places?
Yeah.
But that's the heavens. That's the earth redeeming
Oh,
the
shit.
sins.
What was that picture? Of that Edomite on top of all the fucking skulls? Of
Oh, the buffalo.
Oh yeah, the buffalo, bro. Yeah.
That looks like a fake fucking picture. That picture looks AI.
Yeah, it was an old
AI
picture.
before AI.
but it's not AI.
That's sad, bro. That should both down.
Yeah.
But you gotta be a fucking demon to do that,
Yeah,
bro.
super
Like you see
demon,
how
bro.
I'm talking about it looks like a fucking real mountain, like big ass mountain of skulls
It's
and
a
shit. man.
foundation of skulls, bro. Like that shit ain't moving.
Like how the fuck would you even think of that? You're just throwing them over and shit to get the big ass fucking mountain.
You still got like bone temples, like the catacombs in France and shit.
Well, was it 28?
Oh, 28 days later or years later. The new
Years,
one?
yeah, the news.
Yeah,
remember,
that
remember
shrine.
at the end, the shrine house.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's basically just the Edomite worshiping at the altar of death.
Yeah.
Well, Gas said that like you kill for sport and we kill for necessity.
Yeah.
Right. And that's that scene too from the first Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Beware the Beast Man, for he kills for sport.
Wow.
It's like if I could just say, but also it shows their pridefulness because that picture with all the buffaloes and skulls and everything. Esau took a picture right next to it, bro.
Yeah.
he's
That's
on
right.
the
He's
crown.
posing
He's
on
on
the-
the-
He's on
He's on top. Yeah.
That's what it is.
It's fucking demonic, man.
Yep.
I gotta. Oh, you have
This
one.
is the one. It says, and the earth will testify against them. It says, a flood will sweep away their house. It says, the Most High's anger will descend on them in torrents.
That's like that scripture kind of reminds me of Isaiah too, where it says, like we don't really know the exact amount of dead bodies, so to speak, that Esau has,
Yeah.
like destroyed of our people or whatever. But the earth, like I said right there, is going to testify, right? Like in the kingdom, we're going to know that number, man.
It says the heavens shall reveal his iniquity.
Yeah.
That is the satellites as well.
Yeah.
This fucking internet
Right.
Yeah.
is exposing the shit out of this guy, primarily through the prophets.
That's right.
You know, and then but see, it did its purpose because there won't be no internet in the kingdom. You know, in Isaiah 34 it says the unicorn will be cast down.
Yep.
Which is the fucking internet. You know, but it did the heavy lifting.
Yeah,
this
spread
time.
the truth.
Yeah,
It spreads the four corners.
that's right.
Yep, the book's open for me. I had a precept real quick just to go with this, brother.
Right.
Isaiah 26 and 21. For behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood and shall no more cover her slain.
What scripture is that again?
Isaiah 26 and 21.
Was that it on Joe?
No, 29. 129 right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
It says, 29. This is the reward that the Most High gives the wicked. It is the inheritance decreed by God.
Mm.
That's it.
Connie, for brother, if you get me real quick. Wisdom of Solomon 5 and start at 20. Just to go with the brother just read.
I got it for you.
Go ahead, bro.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, beginning at verse 20. It reads, his severe wrath shall he sharpen for a sword, and the world shall fight with him against the universe.
Against the unwise.
Against the, yeah, it's like
You good?
it. Can I read it again?
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
It says, his severe wrath shall he sharpen for a sword, and the world shall fight with him against the unwise.
That's why there's an increase, like the Lord said in Matthew 24, an increase in natural disasters.
Mm.
It's the world fighting with the Most High against the unwise, against the wicked.
Yeah.
The storms, tempests, hurricanes, tsunamis, earthquakes, sinkholes, all right, the increase in animal attacks. You know, all of this is the earth also fighting back.
Yeah.
You see? Keep going.
Okay, verse 21. Then shall the right aiming thunderbolts go abroad, and from the clouds, as from a well-drawn bow, shall they fly to the mark.
Talking about the missiles. Okay.
And,
Right.
and hailstones full of wrath shall be cast as out of a stone bow, and the water of the sea shall rage against them, and the floods shall cruelly drown them.
All right, that's pretty much it. But like we read, you know, the result of the missiles hitting is going to be that massive earthquake. So it's going to be just utter devastation on the whole planet. You know, because even though, like we know, only America will be completely destroyed. Missiles are going to hit Israel to, you know, purify it and prepare it for, you know, the establishment of the capital of the Lord's kingdom. You know, other places are going to be rocked too. But the result is that massive earthquake is going to cause volcanoes to go off. It's going to cause fault lines to split. Or, you know, it's going to cause sinkholes, tsunamis, hurricanes, floods. You know, the whole elements are going to be thrown out of whack for a little while. Thunder, you know, snowstorms, hailstorms. All right, land chunks of land might be separated from the mainland. You see?
Got a precept backing you up.
Go ahead, bro.
This is Isaiah 24 and 20. It reads, the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage. And the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again.
Up in that chapter, it says that the heavens shall open up like a window. Where's it mentioned that, bro?
In this same chapter?
In Isaiah 24. You know. Expounding on those natural disasters, though. You know, it's gonna go fucking haywire. It's gonna go ham in that day.
Let's see. You sharp? Can you get me a Sirach 10 and 4? We're getting ready to wrap it up.
Sirach 10 and 4?
Yeah.
Alright. Let's see. Sirach 10 and 4, it says, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord.
Actually, start at 3, select.
Sirach Ecclesiasticus 10 and 3. It says, an unwise king destroyeth his people.
Esau. Go ahead.
But through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable.
In due time he will set over it one that is profitable. Okay, that's starting with the Lord Yahushai and his governing body underneath him. Okay, this rulership, everlasting rulership, is going to be profitable for first and foremost for the Lord's people, the Israelites, for the planet, okay, for the earth, okay, for the natural order, all right, for justice, for righteousness, for peace, all right, and also for the nations, all right, because yeah, they're gonna be put in slavery, they're gonna build our kingdom, they're gonna give to us their substance, you know, they're gonna pay tribute, you know, they're gonna suffer a punishment, all right, but like we're gonna read about, and like I mentioned a little while ago, they'll also benefit from this rulership, you know, because even while they're in slavery, they're not going to be eating GMO.
Right.
There will be no more fucking GMO.
Yeah.
You know, there will be no more chemtrails. There will be no more fluoride in the water. There will be no more, you know, even though they're going to be in slavery, they're still going to benefit. And then after that first dominion, that first 1,000-year period where they get their territories, their properties and stuff, paying tribute, you know, the Isaiah 2, they're going to come and they're going to willingly, you know, acknowledge and know that this is the way.
Well, Deuteronomy 4 said, the heathen, they pretty much said, what is this nation that's so great that has these laws that are so righteous?
Right.
And I believe in Jeremiah, the 4th chapter, it said they're going to rejoice in those laws.
And the scriptures also talk about, you look for a new heaven and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. So things are going to be in order.
Yeah.
And like Brother said, the nations are going to benefit from that as well.
That's right.
It said, you wanted me to read 4? And back to where?
That's it on that. We can get this one real quick.
You
Just
said
back
9
up.
and 4, right?
I said Ecclesiastes 5 and 9.
Oh, 5. All right. Ecclesiastes.
Yeah, 5 and 9.
Counselor. It says Ecclesiastes 5 and 9. Even the king milks thy land.
Ecclesiastes?
Oh, Salah. You want the Surah?
No, Ecclesiastes.
Yeah.
5 and 9.
Yeah, that was it, right?
Did you have? I think you had 9 and 5. I think 5
and 9. Don't be surprised.
It's because the King James Version says it different.
Yeah, we're reading the King James, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
that-
I
that's
was
the
in
NLT.
the NLT.
Yeah, you good.
5 and 9.
Yeah.
It's the moral of the prophet here.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Moreover, yeah, Ecclesiastes 5 and 9. Moreover, the prophet of the earth
Yeah,
is
profit. Profit. All right. Go ahead.
is the king himself is
No, read it again.
yeah. Moreover, the prophet of the earth is for all.
It's for all. Okay. So like Benjamin, he's got a saying, right? He goes, he made the sun to shine for all mankind. Right. The sun, the earth, the plants, the trees, the water. That was made for everybody. You know, Esau, he likes to commodify, he likes to privatize. There's the former CEO of Nestle, who's now the fucking head of the WEF, of the World Economic Forum. He's on record saying that he doesn't believe that water is a fundamental human right. You know, which because of public scrutiny, he had to turn around and fucking backtrack on that shit. But just showing the mentality of Esau.
Yeah.
If he could, he would put a paywall against it.
Yeah. You put paywall on water. You put a subscription behind it, which he
fair.
already does. Really, if you think about it.
Yeah.
You can't collect rain.
Can't collect rainwater. And even if you could, I mean, would you want to?
Yeah.
But
Right.
Unless you had high level filtration systems.
This nigga was talking about an air tax and shit.
Right, yeah, carbon tax.
Carbon, yeah.
Air, bro.
Air you breathe.
Yeah. You saw there's no limit. Go ahead.
It says Ecclesiastes 5 and 9. Moreover, the prophet of the earth is for all. The king himself is served by the field.
There you go, because that's real riches. Land, property, beasts, resources, and then yes, gold, silver, all right, precious stones, servants, all right, so on and so forth. But if brother didn't have anything else, I think
I had a quick one.
we'll closing please. Get yours and then we'll get whatever you get.
Come
Go ahead.
Back in Isaiah 24, just to clean that up, it's in 18 it says, "And it shall come to pass that he who fleeth from the noise of the fear shall fall into the pit, and he that cometh up out of the midst of the pit shall be taken in the snare, for the windows from on high are open, and the foundations of the earth do shake."
That's what's coming, man. That's what's coming. All right. The destruction of Esau's empire. All right. The removing of the cancer. You know, America under Esau is basically like a fucking sore. It's like a tumor. You know, that's infecting the plants. It's infecting the body. You know, and it needs to be surgically removed so that the earth can heal.
The physician cutteth off a long disease.
There you go. Spirit.
All plus is coming out.
Yep. It's
You want to get yours?
Yeah, this is the book of Job 41, and obviously the whole chapter here is talking about Leviathan, but we know that you know the dry part was given unto Enoch, which represents the man, and then the moist was given to Leviathan. So basically, it's man is like the highest intelligent being in the land, and he basically man rules in the land, right? Is the highest intelligent, and for the sea, it was given to Leviathan. So Leviathan is a highly intelligent animal as well. Just like
just to be able to avoid being caught on camera for this long.
Yeah.
You know, avoid being tracked by Esau, tracked down, filmed by Esau.
Yeah.
You know, Esau got all kind of crazy equipment. If he could, he'd snap a fucking pic or a video. You know.
Yeah,
But, yeah.
because this is kind of like, like Leviathan, basically he's aware of like all the trash is in the ocean. He's aware of like animals beaching themselves. He's aware, he's a highly intelligent animal. He's aware of the pollution that's going on. So he's going to be very angry.
Oh man.
He's going to be very angry.
And Esau, you won't like him when he's angry.
And like this
Scripture
whole
said that he
chapter
breathes
goes
fire.
into it. Like he's impenetrable. You're not gonna stop Leviathan.
And he's a part of what the Lord is going to use along with the earth itself to fight back against Esau, like we read about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
All right, because he's the force of nature.
Yep.
So you got a lot of shit coming to you. You know.
Was that it, bro?
Yeah, I mean it's the whole chapter.
Yeah, that whole chapter is
I just
good.
gotta closing.
Close it down.
This is kind of the balance, the thing. This maintaining us above everyone else. This is the Wisdom of Solomon 16 and 12. It says, "For it was neither herb nor mortifying plaster that restoreth them to health, but thy word, O Lord, which healeth all things."
That's it.
So yeah, we know we're in this condition. We're eating the best of the worst, even though the best is the worst. We're still surviving. We're still maintaining because we got the prayers, we have the word, we have the Lord. So we're maintaining, moving forward through this because the herbs serve this purpose. But you could take all the healthiest herbs, like all the healthiest drinks and food, but the Lord could still put you down. But we have the word, man. We have the upper hand, and we will make it through this.
Because it's ultimately going to be through the word that order is established. You know that healing. You know that it's through the word, through the laws, the keeping of the laws, that the earth will heal. And that the heathen will be put under subjection, and that the righteous will be set in authority. And that the Lord will set up his throne on the earth. You see, the living waters. Okay, that crystal river flowing from the throne. Okay, the healing of the nations. But
actually, I got one more, bro.
Okay,
So just to put a bow on it. It says Matthew 24 and 22, and except those days shall be shortened, there should no flesh be saved.
Yeah, because we gotta get the hell out of here, man. The way Esau running shit, man, it's a miracle that we're even. Hey, that's what we read about. It's through the tender mercies of the Lord that we're not consumed. But as we see all around us, the things are speeding up. Things are getting worse. All right, and it's really reaching to a point. Everything is coming to a head. You see, but the Lord is speeding up these days for His elect's sake. That's it, and that's why in the Apocrypha too it says, "Pray for few days unto you." So it's a good practice to pray to the Lord that He keep His word to shorten the days, to quicken the days. To continue to fulfill His prophecies. So that He can deliver us. Was there one?
Yeah, this Matthew 24 and 22, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
That's right. So, Lord willing, we're of that number. The Lord is shortening the days for our sakes. Because everyone here and all brothers also, we pray for the Lord's return. Okay, and the Lord is going to hold true to His word and His promise. All right, and He will make a swift return and deliver us out of here. And before we know it, we'll be in the kingdom, which will be on earth. And we're going to be living out everything that we read here regarding how splendor and amazing the kingdom is going to be. Truly, imaginations can't even do it any justice. But that's definitely a reason to keep the faith and endure. But with that, we pray that brothers were edified. Again, we want to give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh. All right, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. All right, and peace to you, brothers. Shalom to the elect.
Shalom.
Shalom.